Hi, this is Lee Langdon. Today on the podcast, I visit with Zackary Hamil. Zack is living his dream of working in the field of video game development. I have seen firsthand his ability to draw anything he wants, and with impressive speed. Zack may surprise you with his history in musicals, but his love for his family is obvious and unmatched. It was a delight to visit with Zack, and I hope you get the chance to meet with Zack soon. Ask him about the cat he made come alive. Okay, that's enough introduction. Let's jump in. Welcome to Season 2, Episode 6. Welcome to the Young Adult World Podcast. Zackary Hamil, welcome to the Young Adult World Podcast.
Thank you very much for having me here. I very appreciate the time.
Yeah, I'm so glad you're with me, man. Now, clarify this straight off the bat. Do you go by Zackary or Zack, or does it matter?
It's funny. I always tell everybody that either one's fine. It's a cool name either way. But yeah, I just go with Zack.
It is a cool name. Yeah. Zacchaeus in the New Testament. That's another Zack.
Yes.
What do your parents call you?
Yeah, I think they usually go with Zack. I think that's what they go with.
Yeah. Were you known in high school as Zack as well?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. It would fluctuate, either Zack or Zackary.
Okay. What do your grandparents call you?
I believe my grandmother says Zackary.
Man, it's so good to have you on here. You're a part of the launch class. You've been attending the launch class for, I guess since you graduated, right?
Yeah, I believe so, yes.
Tell me, Zack, where were you born?
I was born in Sherman, Texas, technically, but for most of my childhood, I lived in Durant, Oklahoma. It's about 2 to 3 hours south from here, pretty much on the border of the Red River, I believe, is the name of the river that divides Oklahoma and Texas.
Yeah. Tell me, you said you lived in Durant, but you were born...
Sherman, Texas.
In Sherman, Texas.
Yeah.
How long did you live in Sherman?
Not long enough. I was just a hospital there.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So born there, but living in Durant.
Yes, because Sherman, it's only 30 minutes from Durant. So, and there's a lot more bigger buildings and stuff there. Durant's, I wouldn't say it definitely isn't the smallest town in Oklahoma, but it's definitely much, much smaller than, like, say, Edmond. So
you lived there all the way through grade school?
Yes.
All the way through high school?
Yeah. Yeah, I believe it was during high school. I took a couple of concurrent classes with college there. It was called Southeastern College. We were looking at going to Oklahoma Christian University, which is actually pretty much the reason why my family eventually moved up here, because as I was there, we really liked the town a lot, and my dad ended up getting a job offer up here, and we all ended up moving up there. But the reason that we were looking at OC was because my grandmother actually went to college there, and so we also had family who lived up here on my mom's side, and so we definitely felt comfortable with sending me up here.
Let's go back to your childhood, and you were in grade school in Durant. How many siblings do you have?
One sibling, one younger brother, Drew Hamil. You may be familiar with him. He's done some song leading here. Yeah,
he was an intern, I think, with Steven.
Yes, that's correct.
I've actually listened to some of his music. He's a musician. Mm-hmm. Does a really good job.
Thank you.
Yeah. Do you have any of the music in you? Are you a singer? Are you a musician at all?
I'm decent at it. In high school and college, I was in the choir, so I would do a lot of songwriting there, but definitely not as skilled as Drew. He's definitely really good at it.
Yeah. Yeah, he's talented. Did you and your brother get along when you were just little boys?
Decently well. I mean, we'd fight every now and then, but I remember we used to like to play a lot, and I know we're kind of, I guess we're not going too far ahead, but eventually my parents, my mom especially, introduced me to the Mario games on the Wii.
Oh, yeah.
And my brother loved playing New Smart Bros. Wii a lot, and because, that one, they had multiplayer, and so, yeah. we had a lot of fun playing that, especially like Mario Kart, Mario Party.
Man, the Wii was that would changed everything. Like our family put a big screen up in the middle of our living room, and we'd all play together. We would bowl as well. Oh man, Wii Sports was the best. I loved Wii Sports. Still do, actually.
Yeah, no, that's great. I remember, especially a little silly, but I remember playing bowling, for instance. If you flicked the Wii remote backwards, then you would actually throw the bowling ball behind you, and the other Mii characters jump like, oh,
yeah,
like a funny little thing found out.
That was fun. That was quite fun. What was the Mario game where you would get into the bubble and then you would float, like if you died?
Oh yeah, that would be New Super Mario Brothers.
Oh yeah, we played that a lot. Did you play that one?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that was one of our favorites growing up.
If you weren't playing video games, what were you doing as boys?
Well, if we weren't playing video games, well, I do know that in our backyard we used to play a lot too. Sometimes we're pretending to be Mario characters. Sometimes just making up our own adventures. But yeah, we usually just use our imaginations outside in the backyard. We had this. It wasn't really like a tree house because it wasn't a tree, but it was like one of those big forts that had like a jungle gym and a swing set connected to them, a slide. It's like we'd play on that for a good while, and sometimes we'd throw the football around. Yeah, just have a good time.
Yeah. Do you have any cousins?
Yes, I have some cousins. I still live in Durant, Oklahoma. I see them a decent amount. Their family was a big fan of Star Wars, so I remember we used to have a lot of fun watching Star Wars and the Lord of the Rings too, although technically, I myself got into that much later, but I remember we would go by their house and watch movies and have a good time.
Which one is your favorite Star Wars movie?
Ooh, that's a good question. I feel like it would either be Return of the Jedi or Revenge of the Sith.
Okay.
There's some good ones.
Yeah. I still go back to New Hope.
Oh, yeah.
But what's the newer one, kind of standalone where the world ends up blowing up at the end?
Oh, I believe that was Rogue One.
Yeah, that was a good one. So I know that you are such a good artist.
Mm-hmm.
You draw like nobody's business. I mean, it's so good.
Oh, thank you.
When did you start drawing? Is that something you discovered when you were a boy?
So when I was a little kid, I remember during church or some point, I was with my grandmother, and she's a really wonderful artist, and I remember seeing her drawing different fish and sea creatures, and she tells me whenever she tells me a story again that I would nudge her shoulder or something to draw more animals and stuff, and yeah, I think that's when I initially got interested in drawing, was just watching her draw.
Wow.
And so
how did she get into it? Was this something that she just always was able to do as well?
Yeah, I believe so.
So she passed this on to you?
Essentially, yes.
Oh, that's so special. Wow. Yeah. Were you really close to your grandmother?
Mm-hmm.
Is she still with us?
Yeah, she is.
Yeah. So that's really special. So you were watching her draw these things during church, and that just ignited a fire in you.
Yep, that kind of led to me then trying to figure out how to draw my own, and then it even kind of ties into my love for video games, because all the games I played were more had more expressive animations and character design. So like Mario games, or even some of my other favorite video games, Donkey Kong Country Returns and Epic Mickey, are both on the Wii. Those especially, looking at those characters, there would be times where, of course this is later in my life, sometimes I just end up pausing the screen just because I see a character in the game or something I thought looked cool, and I just really want to draw them right there. And so, what
is your favorite character to draw at this point?
That's a really good question right there. I know lately I've made a lot of drawings of the Sonic characters from the Sonic the Hedgehog games. Because, they're usually pretty simple to draw, but still really satisfying designs. And so there'd be some characters, maybe there's a more obscure character that I hadn't seen in the more modern games, and think, it's pretty unique. And so I end up trying to make drawings of them, maybe like an old character from the 90s. It doesn't have like the modern art style they do. And so like I try to make a version of that kind of fits with the modern style that the games go with. And yeah, I think definitely also maybe like some Disney characters. There's also like, Mario naturally, but I also enjoy making my own characters inspired by, like Mario and Disney and Sonic and all that.
So did you enjoy school? Were you a good student?
Oh yeah, I was decently pretty good. Yeah, I definitely have a lot of fond memories and throughout all my school years. Especially enjoyed high school because in that one I was in choir and had a lot of friends I made throughout those years. I even joined the naturally in choir. I was also in the musicals and had a lot of good memories there. That was really good.
You were in the musicals?
Yeah.
Wow. What did you do in the musicals? What musicals were you in?
Well, I remember in my freshman year at high school, we had White Christmas, and then after that, there was Tarzan and Beauty and the Beast. There was some of the musicals that we had back in Durant, funny enough. And then, of course, in college, you might be familiar with the Tarzan, Beauty and the Beast shows. While I kind of stopped being in the musicals in college, I did end up going back during my senior year of college, and I was in the Beauty and the Beast show there.
That's fun.
Yeah.
You decided to go where to college when you graduated high school?
Yeah, after I was done with high school and had done some concurrent college classes there, I went to Oklahoma Christian University to major in the art degree in gaming and animation. Professor Touchstone was definitely a lot like a mentor for me there, him and Dr. McMillan in the Bible degree. It was definitely nice having Professor Touchstone there because he's a really chill guy and real friendly and nice. And he is a really good Christian example as well. He keeps his faith is really important to him, and so that is a very nice thing about Gonosi is the fact that everyone shares Christian faith, and it's a very nice environment, and yeah, you definitely still get to learn a lot, and it's cool actually because Professor Touchstone, he also just happened to be friends with a guy who worked in Disney Animation and Warner Brothers, and Larry Whitaker is his name. And so I remember in my senior year at college, he came down as like a speaker at OC real quick, and we got to know him, and it turns out that he was willing to start some kind of like one-on-one classes for art and improving our art skills and stuff. And so, yeah, I basically got to do like a little bit of extra school outside of school.
Tell me something that was really impactful for you spiritually during your growing up years or even at OC.
Being on my own, especially for the first 2 years, because, my family didn't move up here until I believe in my junior year at OC. I think just kind of being able to be an adult and kind of figure things out on my own has definitely helped me mature a lot and have a lot more spiritual maturity as well. And I feel like also the Bible classes.
So you enjoyed Bible classes at OC then?
Yes, yeah. I remember especially enjoying the classes with Dr. Lynn McMillan and Jeff McMillan and Professor Baird. Those classes definitely also helped spiritually and helped me understand things I hadn't before. And I especially remember, I think that my last winter semester at OC, I took a Bible class there and got to read a lot of really interesting books about the Bible that had some interesting points. And so, yeah, I've definitely had a lot of growing throughout my time at OC.
And then you had to find a job. Tell me about the job search, and then you found something that was really great.
Yeah, I believe it was during my senior year at OC that they had the job fair there, and it just so happened that Hobby Lobby was there, and they were looking for an animator, someone who can do animation, 3D modeling, and yeah, that was when Kurt Martin, who was over the animation stuff at Hobby Lobby, he was there. And, we had gotten to talk a little bit. And, yeah, I remember I had, like, my my drive on my phone. So I had like some animations I had worked on throughout college, and I was showing him that, and apparently he was quite impressed with it. And eventually I got an email from him saying he wanted to do a interview, and so I got to interview him and talk with him, and it went well, and I got the internship, and that internship ended up turning into a job. It really is a blessing having gotten this job at Hobby Lobby, and I am very, very thankful about it.
So what did you start working on right away?
So I remember the first thing I had to do there was, at Hobby Lobby, the team I'm on works with the Museum of the Bible in Washington, D.C., and they create video games for them. So, like, there'd be these kiosks spread throughout the museum that you can play Bible games on. And the first game that they were working on before I got there was a game based off of David and Goliath. And so there was still a couple of smaller things that needed to get finished when I got there. And so one of the first things I got tasked with was animating some sheep that were supposed to be in one of the scenes. So, like, one of the games was supposed to be David playing his harp or lyre, I believe that's how it's pronounced.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And, it's supposed to just be like, it's late at night and there's like a campfire, like all the sheep are around David listening to him play music. And so I just needed to make some animations of some sheep sitting up and laying down and kind of like swaying their heads, listening to music. And then the whole game is kind of a rhythm game, so kind of similar like Guitar Hero. Yeah, eventually then there was this other character named Bramble Fox. He was a mascot of, it's kind of similar to Boy Scouts. It's called Trail Life USA. And so basically it was still the David game, but we had a version that would be introduced in, like, the story would be narrated by their character. And so I got to help with the motion capture and animation of that character. Got to put on the latest big costume that had like a bunch of like straps and stuff that, to make sure it's all nice and fit. And then, the whole outfit pretty much would be tracking my motions. Like, we would have the computer. It was like, there'd be a wire, I think, like out of like one of the gloves that would be connected to the computer or something. And then, like, you can just see right there in the software, there would be this very basic sort of like ragdoll sort of character or marionette, And, I'd move my arm, the marionette would move its arm. And so, it's pretty much just like as simple as hitting record, and then I do like the fancy movement and everything. And then once we're done recording, we would send that into Blender. That was 3D software we're using. And then we would make touch-ups from there. There was a game we collaborated on with Mike Nuraki. You may be familiar with him. He's one of the co-creators of VeggieTales.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and so he has his own company now, and he has this book series and cartoon series called Dead Sea Squirrels. And so...
Dead Sea Squirrels?
Yeah.
That's the best. Mm-hmm. Instead of scrolls, it's squirrels.
Yeah, and that's so awesome. It's funny because, like, I think the whole, like, thing with the cartoon was that there were these two squirrels that lived during the Bible times when Jesus was around. And basically, they got lost around the Dead Sea, and they were trying to find shelter in one of the caves there. And so they ended up getting petrified for 2,000 years until this kid whose dad is an archaeologist discovered them and brought them home, and they conveniently came back to life and would, go on adventures and tell Bible stories and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And so basically, Nuraki and his team came to us and offered us to make a video game based off their show for the Museum of the Bible, because there's the Dead Sea Scrolls exhibit that's there, and so they want us to make the Squirrels game to kind of tie in with that.
So if I go to the Bible Museum, this is in Washington, D.C., mm-hmm. I could actually, at the Dead Sea Scrolls, I could play your video game.
That's correct.
Well, you're working on another project for the Bible Museum now, aren't you?
Yes. We're currently working on... there are two other projects that we have. There's a game for the 250th anniversary of America that we're working on. And then we're also working on a game based off of Noah's Ark. Apparently, some people theorize that the type of animals that would be on the Ark, it says 2 of each kind, plus, the 7 for all the clean animals. Well, it's most likely that kind wouldn't have been the same thing as, species that we know today. And so, I remember, I think it was, the Noah's Ark experience that theorized that it could be, the different families of animals. So, like
a cat family.
Yeah, so, a Felidae, that would be, you would just need one animal representative for that. Or, for, dogs, you just need a wolf.
Yeah, well, that's fascinating. So you are on task to find specific animals that would be fun to draw, to animate. What do you imagine is a dream job for you?
A thing that I really wish I could do would be to make my own full-fledged video game. And so, as I brought up before, I do like to draw a lot of my own unique characters. And so I've kind of tried to create a whole story for all of them, different scenarios and some game mechanics and stuff like that. And of course, it's all still being put together nowadays. But yeah, it would definitely be really nice if I was able to put it all together and make a video game. I'm not sure how that would look if I would have my own company or if I was able to, who knows, if Hobby Lobby got big enough that, I said Hobby Lobby get big enough. I mean, if the gaming team at Hobby Lobby got big enough that I could pitch the idea, or if, who knows, man, just never know what the future holds. But yeah, it'd just be nice to make sure I at the very least have all those game ideas put together. And another thing I would also really like to do would to make an animated film based off a Bible story. I think would be really cool.
Do you get into Ghibli movies or any of the...
Oh, yes.
Yeah, you do. Which one is your favorite Ghibli movie?
I will admit I haven't seen as much as I probably should, being someone in the animation industry, but I have seen My Neighbor Totoro, Spirited Away. That was actually the first one I got to see in art class, funny enough. And I was trying to remember, what was the other one? The Castle in the Sky is another one I saw that I really loved. And that one's really impressive because that's a 2-hour feature film right there. That's very rare for animated films.
Yeah.
I know Spider-Verse was also 2 hours, which is pretty cool, but yeah, I feel especially with 2D animation, especially actually hand drawn on paper, that is very impressive.
Yeah.
Yeah. I definitely need to watch more of the Studio Ghibli movies because they are really gorgeous. Yeah.
Well, man, that's it's so fascinating to me to hear you talk about all of those things. I'm so excited for you and the different adventures that you're on, making these video games and animating things and learning as you go. I just think it's fantastic, Zack, and I'm so glad that you are part of our young adult ministry, that you're in the launch class, and that you're here. Man,
thank you very much, Lord.
Yeah, you know what I need you to do, Zack. I'm going to say right now on the podcast, I would love for you to draw a T-shirt design for our young adult ministry. Would you do that?
Maybe I could do the best I can.
Yeah. Okay, we'll have to talk about that off this, but let's get that going. Then we can create maybe a T-shirt or a sweatshirt or something.
Sure thing.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Man, again, Zack, thanks so much for being on the Young Adult World podcast, man.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you for having me. It really is an honor.
Hey, thanks for joining us today. I hope this conversation was meaningful to you. Come find us on Instagram. Our profile is Young Adult World Podcast. Tell us what you connected with during our podcast today. This podcast is part of the Young Adult Ministry at the Memorial Road Church of Christ in Edmond, Oklahoma. Come join us sometime. There's plenty of room for everyone. If you want to reach out to us, don't hesitate to email us at youngadultworldpodcast@gmail.com. And we are so grateful for Jacob Staten. Jacob is a young adult who edits this podcast for us and keeps this thing going. So thanks, Jacob. Okay, guys, see you next time for another Young Adult World conversation.